Hello, everybody. This is Barrett Matthews, and welcome to Six Figure Sunday. I am elated to be here. My partner, my co host, Miss Kelly Perry, unfortunately, is not going to be able to make it tonight. I know you're probably as hurt as I am right now. Kelly actually was doing some volunteer work today. I ain't going to tell you what she was doing, she was volunteering. But she got caught up to the point where she's not going to be able to make the broadcast. But what we're going to do, like I said, this is Six Figure Sunday. Kelly and I started this a couple months ago, more like 4 or 5 months ago, to help entrepreneurs out there who want to reach a certain plateau, or not a certain plateau, but it's a certain level that they haven't gotten, and that's a six-figure mark. You hear a lot of people out there talking, doing broadcasts, doing webinars and seminars on making seven figures. And I'll be honest with you, there was a study out recently that said that most self-employed people aren't even making $25,000 a year. When I say most, I mean about 65%. So if they're not making $25,000 a year, I think it's best that we start working on the six-figure mark before we get to the seven-figure mark. Don't you think? Yeah. So let's start working on that first. So that's what we do Six Figure Sunday, to get you in position to do that. And as we all know, in order to increase your income, you have to increase what goes into your mind. My question to all of you is, what are you reading? What are you reading differently than you used to read? Who are you listening to? Who are you talking to? Who are you associating with? One of the things that you have to have done is, if you want to change your income, if you want to change your lifestyle in that regard, you have to change a lot of things that you are used to doing. And change is hard. Change is hard. But as the great George Fraser said recently, I heard him say this, is that if you don't like change, you're going to hate growth. So I think that if you want to really change, if you really want to grow in your life, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. And getting uncomfortable means not associating with certain people. Getting uncomfortable means doing things that you don't like to do because you know you have to do it. Getting uncomfortable means that you have to spend money when you don't want to spend money, but it's for things that are going to help you to better yourself. See, that's what getting uncomfortable means. See, a lot of people are not willing to get uncomfortable. So I urge you to make yourself uncomfortable. Once you can make yourself uncomfortable, then you can get yourself on the way to growth. And you can understand that getting uncomfortable is not a bad thing. Once you understand that it's not a bad thing, you can find yourself on the way to do things. I like making myself uncomfortable because that's the only way I'm going to challenge myself and make myself grow. It's the only way I'm going to do it. I have to make myself uncomfortable because success and comfort don't mix. Nobody ever got successful in this world without getting uncomfortable at some point. And success and convenience don't mix too. So let me make that clear to you. I hear a lot of people say, well, why is it so far away? Well, because that's how far it is. That's just the matter. That's how far it is. So if you really want it, you got to do it. And that's really what it boils down to. So I want to make that clear to you guys when we talk to you about Six Figure Sunday, that we're here to make you uncomfortable, but we're here to help you to grow. And that's the only way you're going to do it. You're going to have to change things in your life. I want to do a little self-promotion here myself, because I'm going to do that because it's my broadcast. One of the things I want to say is I do have a new book out for those of you who don't know. It's called 50 Shades of Wealth, The Allure of Success. Many of you remember me doing a lot of events, online and live events with my partner at the time, Chris Bridges. We did 50 Shades of Wealth events where we had a lot of great speakers, a lot of great information. We helped a lot of people. It really grew legs. We didn't know it was going to become as popular as it did. Well, we decided we did, I think, our last one some months ago, earlier in the year, like February. But I decided to take that and put it into a book. And what I did is I interviewed 10 very successful people, one of which is on our broadcast tonight, and I put them together. We had Mr. Ahmed Hazel, who's with us tonight. We had Trevor Ott. We had Myron Golden. We had Tom Big Al Schreider, and any of you in the network marketing industry know that name. We have Steve McCaffrey, who is the president and CEO of Metro Public Adjustment, a company I'm very well affiliated with. We have Miss Jasmine O'Day, who you've probably heard from before. Jasmine is a serial entrepreneur. She's phenomenal. Peggy Hightower, who is one of the highest paid females in Primerica, and you all know Primerica, but Peggy Hightower is in the book. We have Dr. Ruben West, who is one of my mentors and coaches, and we have the incredible Dr. Willie Jolly in this book. Now, the thing that even adds a cherry on top is Dr. George C. Fraser actually was kind enough and gracious enough to do the foreword for the book for us. So it was. I encourage everybody to get the book. It's called 50 Shades of Wealth: The Allure of Success. Now, here's the great thing. If you go to Amazon Kindle right now, well, not right now because we're doing the broadcast, but if you go to Amazon Kindle right afterwards, you will get the book for only 99 cents. Only 99 cents. You can also get it for 99 cents. Now, this you can do right now, unless you're watching this on your phone. You can text the word allure, ALLURE, because it's the allure of success. Text the word allure to 929-244-4323. Text the word allure to 929-244-4323, and you can get the book 50 Shades of Wealth: The Allure of Success for only 99 cents. Do it now. Do it now. I want to see everybody doing that. And I also want you to go check out Kelly and I's Facebook page, which is Revenue Radio. We do our radio show on Fridays, Revenue Radio. Matter of fact, go to the Facebook page now and type something about what you're watching tonight. Tell us who you are. Let us know what's going on. We want to hear from people as well. So I want to get on with tonight's broadcast. We're not here to do a marathon broadcast tonight. What we want to do is wet your whistle, because coming up this weekend, January 15th and 16th, we are having another Passion to Profits live event. I love the Passion to Profits event. It's very enlightening. It's very inspiring, very uplifting to people. The last time we did it, we had a very fun time. We had Ahmed Hazel, who's with us tonight, who's going to be in the last one. He's going to be in this one too. This Ahmed, he had got so much attention. I'm going to have him speak to you in a minute, because he got everyone interested in what he was doing, and he's going to share a little bit with you tonight. But I just want him to wet your whistle to make you want to come to the event. We have the incredible Miss Darlene Brown, who is a business coach extraordinaire. Darlene's going to be joining us. And Darlene, that's my girl. I love her. She's really going to blow your mind, because she is working with some incredible people, doing some great things with people, not just locally, but she's working all over the world doing stuff. We have Sam Partman, who will be joining us at Passion to Profit. Sam is a real estate agent who has trained several agents for over 20 years, and he can show you how to take that type of business and turn it into a career for you that will pay you forever. He's been a friend of mine for, I'm not going to say how long, but he will be at Passion to Profits as well. We also have Mr. Ken Rochon of the Umbrella Syndicate. If you want to know how to market or how to brand your business, Ken Rochon's the guy. If you ever looked on Facebook and you've seen those nice pictures of me, the nice ones, the really good ones, okay, maybe two of them. But if you see the really nice pictures of me, Ken probably took them. The Umbrella Syndicate, Ken is known for their great photography, but they know how to market and brand your business and put you out there as well. And last but not least, joining me at Passion to Profits is my co-host, my partner, Miss Kelly Perry, the startup business expert. She will show all of you how to get your business growing. Now, the reason I started Passion to Profits is because I'm a firm believer that if you're working something that you're passionate about, it doesn't feel like work. The problem is a lot of people don't work it the proper way. So what we want to do is bring different people from different fields to share with you not only how they built their businesses, but how you can build yours in a similar fashion and have your dream, or you may want to do something with them or in collaboration with them to help your business grow as well. So that's why we are doing Passion to Profits. The event is this Friday and Saturday. It's in Greenbelt, Maryland. It's a live event. This is not an online event. It's a live event. The tickets are valued at $397 for the 2-day event. To be honest with you, we could do it in a half day, but with those speakers we have there, and it would still be worth that amount or more because of the value that they're bringing to you. But we're making it a 2-day event for you. It's a 2-day event, so you get 2 days of all of this incredible knowledge. I hope you're ready to take notes. I hope you're ready to participate. And I hope you're ready to grow your lives and your businesses with these people. I can't emphasize enough to you how important it is for you to show up, because let me explain to you. You may be sitting there saying $397, that's a lot of money. I want you to ask yourself something. How much has it cost you so far by not taking advantage of things that have been presented to you? How many times are you going to sit there and say, I can't afford something, and let that hurt you from growing? By you saying I can't afford, you have just told me that it's cost you over the years because you have not put yourself in position to spend the money that's necessary to grow. So I want you to take the time to listen to what we're talking about and think about investing in yourself for once. Invest in yourself. Forget the movie theater. Forget cable TV. Invest in yourself and do something that's going to help you grow. Now, catch this. Get this. Listen to me real close. It's a 2-day event. We have people who are ready to pour into you, but they're going to pour into you. It's $397. But if you get your tickets between now and the 13th, which is Thursday, well, no, I'm sorry, that's Wednesday, you're going to get the tickets for only $97. Only $97. And Ahmed and Darlene and Sam and Kelly, they have tickets. So if you know them, I urge you to get in touch with them. They have tickets, and they have permission to sell those tickets for $97 to you. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that you need to get to Passion to Profits. If you want to come online, go to passion2profits16.com, passion2profits16.com, passion2profits.com, and register for this event and get there. Bring your friends, bring your family. Let's have some fun. Let's learn some things. Let's grow our businesses. So without any further ado, I want to bring on my first guest, who is a phenomenal businessman. I learn from this man every time I'm around him. Every time I talk to him, I learn from him. And unfortunately, I don't have enough time to spend as much as I'd like with him. But he is also a good friend of mine. I mean, our friendship has grown over the years. We met each other through doing nothing that we're doing right now. Right. But we've become closer and closer. We work together. We've got mutual friends and everything. And I love him, his family, his kids, everything. I just love what he's doing for people as well. So without any further ado, I want to bring on Mr. Ahmed Hazel. Ahmed, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, Barrett, and thanks for having me.
Oh man, I'm glad to have you with us today on this Six Figure Sunday. Now, I want you to share a little bit. First of all, a little bit of your story, and then I want you just to take as much time as you want to, just to pour into them a little bit about what they're going to get by coming to Passion to Profits and why it's so imperative that they show up at this event.
Okay, so I'm a Baltimore native, born and raised in Baltimore City. I came up in I guess you would say a broken household. My mom and dad separated, and went to school in Baltimore City, went to Frederick Douglass High School, was in the marching band, and had dreams of being a big time musician. But one of the things that I really want to share tonight is in coming up in that broken home. Well, I say broken, but it wasn't really broken. It just was that my mom and my dad separated. And at the time, it was something that was extremely painful to me. And one of the benefits that came from that was that I got to spend a lot of time at my dad's house. And spending time at my dad's house, he had nothing but books. Now, he didn't have children's books. He had adult books. So at the age of 8, I would sit and watch him read. And, you know, he's not talking while he's reading. He's sitting there reading, and I'm sitting there watching him. So to mimic what he was doing, I would go and pick up a book and try to read it. The thing is that I didn't realize I was reading and learning advanced concepts at 8 that most adults to this day still wouldn't understand. So from a situation that was very painful and very uncomfortable, I really developed a great love for reading. So out of the toys and, games and everything that a kid would want in his or her life, my father gave me the love for reading books, and I do it a lot.
Okay, now, so your reading actually basically made you who you are today.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, because I'll be honest with you. I was not an avid reader growing up. I read more now than I ever did. I definitely read more now. But I emphasize this to so many people who are looking to get into business. And I ask them, what are you reading? Now, I want to tell you something. The main thing, and you may hear this too, Ahmed, I hear from people, well, I'm reading the Bible. Now, I have I have a two-way response to this. One is, that's great, because I think the Bible, and I've heard Myron Golden talk about this a lot of times, the Bible is probably the best way to learn business that there is if you're going to read, because it talks about a lot of principles, because principles don't change. Right. If you pay attention to the principles in running your business, whether it comes to how to handle your money, how to deal with people, so forth, it won't change. But the other side of that, Ahmed, is that, and you tell me if you run into this too, I think people tell me that because they figure if they say the Bible, then I'll leave them alone.
Right.
they won't. He ain't gonna mess with me if I say I'm reading the Bible. Right. Oh, I will if you're not actually utilizing what it's saying.
Right.
So I will get. If you running that yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. So people, if they are a reader, I've heard the Bible a lot of times, and I say, okay, so tell me how you are applying what you have learned. There's a good friend of mine and real estate marketer. His name is Charles Blair. He always say, "Don't be a guru, be a duru."
I like that.
And most people, will talk the talk, but they're not really walking the walk. And what I've experienced is, in dealing with my father, he passed in 2013, but in dealing with him through the years, we would have active debates on what I was reading. And at the time, I mean, I could still remember a ton of debates that we had on a wide variety of subjects. Now, at 8, 10, 12, 14 years old, like, he knew at that time that I wasn't able to really handle him in a debate. But what he was doing was exercising and stretching my mind to the possibilities. And after each one, he would always say, now, based on what you've learned, what are you going to do about it? And that was the thing, that I'm an action person.
Right.
I love taking action, doing things. You tell me to get on the call, I'm on the call. You tell me to meet you at the meeting, I'm at the meeting. We have to be people that do and not run our mouths so much.
And that's funny you said that. I was actually asked to meet someone this morning at 11 o'clock. You know me. I was there about 10:15.
Right.
And they weren't. They were supposed to be there at 9, but they weren't there. So I said, okay, they're not here, which still was kind of odd considering they're supposed to be there at 9. By 11 o'clock, they still weren't there.
Right.
I left. And they called me at noon and asked me, am I in the area? Do I want to come back? And I'm like, no.
Right.
No. And there was a person there who said, yeah, did you want to call them and see where they are? I said, no.
Right.
No, I don't. And that's just the way. See, there's certain things that you're groomed a certain way. And we're talking how it may sound like we're off subject here, but it's relating to business. All of this relates to business. How you conduct yourself as far as your timeliness. People look at that. People pay attention to that. There was a gentleman last week. He came out to meet with me, and he came wearing sweatpants and sneakers. And I told him, I said, we have a dress code here. But I said you need to put your best foot forward. Now he was one of the people that I respect a lot, because what the first thing he did was he apologized for that, and he said I can come back and look better. And I said that right there, you earn my respect, because
Right.
of the fact that he didn't catch an attitude, and he didn't give me an excuse. He didn't give me an excuse about it. He just said, I'm sorry. And I said, you can reschedule. And he said, well, can we do that, please? And he rescheduled. It came the next day, dressed properly. We talked. We're going to do business together, because he did that. And I want to emphasize to people that in business, if you want to make six figures, hey, you got to look the part.
That's right.
You got to look the part. You can't look no figures and expect to make six figures unless you hit that Powerball. I'm just saying. In that case, I am your relative. I just want to I'm your closest friend. I'm all that. Everything you need. That's me right here. But I want to make that clear too. But I want, in dealing with business, you have to come across as someone that people can depend on. Because the one thing, and I know I met you'd agree on this, is that in business, referrals drive you.
Absolutely.
And if I can't feel that I can rely on you, I am not going to refer someone to you.
That's correct.
So, I mean, what I want you to do, and in the time we have here, I want you to touch on a little bit of what you're going to be talking about Friday. And also, I want you to really talk to them about why it's imperative that they show up to this event, invest in themselves as well.
Going back to what you said about the time, you have to realize that if I set a meeting with you, whether it be an in-person meeting or a phone call, that my time is very valuable. And if I'm taking 15 minutes or an hour or whatever to meet with you and talk with you, that's time that I'm never going to get back. All right. I can always make more money, but I can never make more time, and you ask the person on their deathbed and they would pay anything to have an extra hour,
Hello.
So, it's important that you show up early so that you're not wasting my time, even if it's 60 seconds. Don't waste any of my time, because it's very important to me. But one of the things, and tying that into my previous statement, as far as being a reader and an investigator, as well as a doer, I was in real estate. My wife and we were doing a lot of business together, and the company was doing real well, but we weren't spending a lot of time with our children, which was a huge issue for us. So through a process of going through some things, we figured out that we needed to focus on being able to do business without running to so many different appointments and seeing so many different houses. So it's kind of like it's a weird type of mystical thing, because how do you figure something out, or how do you know something that you don't know? You have to kind of do a mind shift. And in doing the mind shift, this is where billions of dollars are created, in the mind shift. So I had to really look at the world differently. I had to look at myself differently. And I had to do a self-examination to figure out where I was going wrong. Now, remember, I'm being successful in business, but in my eyesight, I'm going wrong because I'm not being an effective father. So I had to look at where I was going wrong and how I could fix it. And I made the mind shift, and we shifted from just investing in real estate, which is a hard asset that can depreciate over time. We focused on buying the paper asset that supports that real estate. So we began to buy the mortgage note on the asset instead of just buying the property. And that paper is a financial instrument. It's almost like having cash. You just can't necessarily go to the store and spend it, but it's like having cash. And people in finance and understand the financial world and the financial markets, they can look at that paper asset and immediately place a value on it. and say, I'm willing to pay you this, and we can do this over the phone. We can do it over the internet, email, text message, or what have you, and close a deal instead of going to the house, spending 2 hours with the homeowner and figuring all that out and going back and forth. No, we do this very quickly, 24 hours and we're done.
Wow. Wow. And now he just gave you a taste, a small taste really, of what he's going to be talking about and what he is doing. This is a man, and let me just put it in some quick layman's terms for you guys. I knew this man when he wasn't doing as well as he's doing now. And it seems like overnight, but it wasn't overnight.
Right.
but he's gotten himself to where money is not one of the things he worries about. He doesn't worry about paying the bills. He looks at different challenges for business each day. How would you like to live that life? How would you like to wake up every day and know that you can pay your bills, but your biggest challenge is, what am I going to do next? What mountain am I going to climb next? How would you like to live a life like that? Well, this man is willing to share his information with you. How many people do you know who are willing to share their information with you? Oh, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's going to cost me a lot. Stop worrying about what it's going to cost you to get the information and worry about what it's going to cost you if you don't. How much has it cost you so far? I mean, if he can show you how to make another 6 figures, another 100 grand in the next 12 months. And let me add, Ahmed, is that unrealistic to say that you can show someone how to make at least 100 grand in the next 12 months?
That's so doable. I mean, I would cut it down. And if you can make the mind shift, you know, we could do that in 3 to 6 months.
Whoa.
It's just a mind shift, you know, and you know, I don't really I don't want to really divulge too much of my personal business with you,
right?
But you introduced me to a contact, and already we're looking at a multi-million-dollar shopping mall project. I mean, just in a matter of inside of 30 days.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true. That's true.
So it can be done. It's just a matter of how, you know. Okay, so if you show up to the event, you might be thinking, well, how much is this going to cost me? But if you can show up and just hear what the speakers have to say, you might walk out of there not buying anything. Of course, right. I want you to buy something, right?
We're going to make you an offer.
Right. I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to sell you something, right? Be prepared to be sold to. but nevertheless, you might hear something in my message and in my story that can help benefit you in your life.
Right.
And that's what my ultimate goal is. Even if you say, well, you know, I can't make this purchase or whatever, or I can't buy this, then my question to you is, don't tell me what you can't do. Tell me what you can do.
Right.
You know, tell me who you could reach out to in your network that could fund the opportunity for you.
Right.
And the one thing that I'll tell you is this: making the mind shift and coming up with great ideas is extremely hard. So as a person that, you know, I'm privy to having a lot of capital at my disposal, I'm always looking for people with great ideas, you know, to fund projects. So I say that with a caveat because I'm not really in the space of just funding. But I'm always looking for great ideas for projects to fund because I don't like coming up with all the ideas myself.
And that makes sense. That makes total sense. And that's the beauty of having a network. If you have a network around you, you can get ideas, you can get funding, you can get different resources from different people. But we do events like this so you all can come. You may be that resource.
Right.
Or you may be the contact to the resource. As Ahmed said, a contact that I brought to him is helping him put together a package. Well, it's because I knew the contact who could get that resource.
That's
See,
right.
You may be that same person, but if you don't show up, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. It could mean millions of dollars to you. But I broke that down earlier because I wanted to say that, let's say he could help you make 100 grand in the next 12 months. Well, if you don't come every year that you miss out on that 100 grand, you just cost yourself just by not coming to this event. So let's say that you didn't come. 5 years from now, you could have had 500,000. You could have had $1 million. You missed out because you didn't show up. Now, I just told you a few minutes ago, this event is valued at $397. Actually, it's valued at well over that, but I set the tickets at $397. I'm allowing you to get your tickets now for only $97, which is a steal in any market. It's a steal in any market. But for you to get that ticket for $97, all you have to do is go to www.passion2profits16.com. Just do that. Now, Ahmed is just one of the speakers we have there. We have other speakers. I'm hoping Darlene Brown can join us again. She was with us, but she had to step away. I'm hoping she can join us. If not, then we will proceed. We're gonna make this thing roll with or without her, and without Kelly. You know, Kelly wasn't able to make it, and Sam was supposed to be here too, but he had other obligations as well. But they're gonna be there this weekend. Yeah, they're gonna be there this weekend, and you need to be there too. You need to have your face in the place. See, Ahmed was there last time, and it was funny to me because he was like a rock star. Everybody kept talking about him after he was gone because everyone loved the information he was sharing, and they wanted to find out how they could work with him. As a matter of fact, you just reminded me, I have to contact some of the people who were there last time because they said, I want to know when he's coming back. So, okay. Yeah, they love the information that you shared with them. So, and I'm saying that to you guys who weren't there, this is all the more reason you need to be there. It's going to be in Greenbelt, Maryland. It's a live event. We enjoy ourselves. We have fun. We learn some things. This is not one of those events where you can't talk to the person speaking, where you can't ask them a question, where you can't pull them aside if you need to. We've had that happen where someone pulled them aside and wanted to talk privately because you may have a financial issue that you don't want to divulge. But like Ahmed said, he said, I want to know what you can do. And see, I want to talk to you about that thought process too for a second. When you say I can't, you have told your mind to shut down. You just told your mind, stop it. That thing's over with. But how about asking your mind, how can I? Let your mind try to figure out something. That's the beauty of having your mind. Make it work. Make the mind work to try to figure out a solution to the problem. As you all heard the expression, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Mm-hmm. Well, make your mind work. Make your mind figure out a way to solve the problem instead of saying I can't. And when you say I can't, you have just done. You're done. You gave up. I mean, think about all the times in your life where you said I can't. Think about it. But think about the times when you said, how can I do this? And you figure out a way somehow to do it. You get crafty. You get ingenious. Or you present it to someone else and they may be able to bring up another way of doing things that you hadn't thought of. This is why it's also important if you want to bring someone. Here's the thing, I'm opening this up to people too, as Ahmed. So you may, for the people that you sell tickets to, if you buy a ticket and you want to bring someone else on your ticket, I'm allowing them to do so. So I'm saying your family member. Right. You want to bring like your wife, your child. If you got a teenager, you think they need to be there, bring them. You heard Ahmed say he got into reading as a youngster. Your young child may want to do that too, and they may end up being a young entrepreneur. We encourage that. We definitely encourage that because Ahmed has kids that are young entrepreneurs as well. So it's something that we definitely encourage. But I want to say that you guys, you can't keep limiting yourself. It's 2016. How long have you been saying I can't? How long have you been saying I can't afford it? How many of you just spent a whole lot of money at Christmas and now you're wondering why you spent all that money because your bills are due? Right. How many of you want to go on a vacation but you keep saying I can't afford it? How many of you looking at that car and saying, oh, it's too expensive? I always say nothing's too expensive. It's just that you can't afford it right now. Right. How many of you want to move into that new home, but you don't know how you're going to do it? America can show you how without doing conventional methods, but you won't find out unless you're there. I'm just saying.
Barrett, let me tell a story.
Please.
So when I was 4 years old, I mean in the fourth grade, I was learning how to play the violin, and I brought the form home to my mother, and my mother said, "This is really expensive." I think to rent the violin at the time was $1.35 a week, which my mother felt that was expensive at the time. Times were hard back then. So I begged and pleaded, and she finally agreed to allow me to play the violin. But then I had to beg her to allow me to get the violin book and the violin album. And it was called the Suzuki Method. So once I had that in my possession, the teacher said, okay, it's important for everyone to go home and practice every night. Okay, fine. So I come home and I start practicing. Well, when I got back to school at the end of the week and had to do a little performance on what I had practiced on, and all of the kids, as I leaned forward and looked down the row, all of the kids were doing their little method on the violin. And the whole time, I mean, I wasn't using this verbiage, but at the whole time I was thinking to myself, I'm being punked in here. So I'm listening to these kids and they're doing their thing. And then when it gets to me, I'm the last kid. The teacher asked me to play the line. So I played the line and she said, play the next line. And I played the next line. And she said, wait a minute, play the next line. And I played the next line. And she said, turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. And after turning about 6 or 7 pages, she said to me, stop. She said, when you went home, how long were you practicing? I said, well, I practiced 2 to 3 hours every night. She said, I only expected you to practice 10 to 15 minutes a night. But for me, I didn't know that. She didn't put that limitation on me. And because of that, I just went home and I listened to the album and I followed along in the book. And I just sat and practiced and practiced and practiced. And that is my claim to fame. That is what I do.
Sometimes, and it's funny you said that, because sometimes not knowing is the best thing that can happen to you.
Yes.
I know, just a quick story myself. I used to be in a network marketing company years ago, and I joined the company. And the next week I was supposed to be in a training class. I didn't know that. I sat through the opportunity meeting again. And I did it again. And again, it was 3 weeks later that I realized I was supposed to be in the training class. Well, guess what? I got so versed at that presentation, for the next 3.5 years, I presented to everybody.
Right.
Because they wanted me to do it, because I knew it. I knew it like the back of my hand.
Right.
And I didn't know that I was expected to be in a training class. I knew that the training stuff was fine. I learned that stuff in the field anyway. I didn't need it in the classroom. But what it afforded me is this, and I want everyone to pay attention to this. What it afforded me to do, because I was in front of everyone presenting every week, when I brought people out, they saw me as the expert. They saw me as the guru. I wasn't sending them to someone else to present to them. They saw me. Oh, this is the guy I'm supposed to see, and he's the one presenting. I need to listen to him.
Right. He's the famous man.
Exactly. He's the famous man. So it was a matter of, I didn't know I was supposed to be doing something else. And I've had that happen in other occasions in my life too. But sometimes not knowing is the best thing for you. I tell trainees sometimes that thinking is probably the worst thing you can do. That's the biggest mistake you can make, is to start thinking. So sometimes just do as you're told. Don't even worry about it, and just let things happen, and you'll find out that you know more and you got more things coming to you because you didn't let yourself get in your own way.
Right.
And what you did there with the violin, that was incredible. By the way, you still playing, man?
I do not. I got to a point where, where I was bullied so bad for playing the violin. I mean, a lot of times I was beat to a pulp by neighborhood kids because they thought that the violin was a girl instrument. So I later switched over to playing the saxophone and doing real well. But when I was playing the violin, I went to Peabody Institute, Peabody School of Music.
Wow.
And I also went to Baltimore City School for the Arts. I was there. Yeah. And just so all of this was such a huge mind shift for me, especially being able to look back. I can say, oh, I see the magic. I see what happened. It's not about Ahmed in the 4th grade and the violin. It's about how I chose to be limitless.
Right.
How I chose to not see the ceiling. And because of that, I just continued to jump as high as I could. And I've pretty much done that in every field that I've been involved in.
Yeah. Now, you still play the sax?
I do not.
I was going to say, because if you did, I know a nice little Indian restaurant you can go to.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke, y'all.
Right.
That's an inside joke between me and Ahmed. That's why he's the only one laughing and I'm the only one laughing.
Right.
But if a certain couple people ever see this, they'll be laughing too.
You can still go there, by the way.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You gotta let me know. That was interesting. That was an interesting evening. I promise I won't be as tired this time.
Right.
But yeah, that was interesting. But back to the matter we're talking about. What we want to do is get you guys to come to the Passion to Profits event. It's this Friday and Saturday. It's on Eventbrite. You just go to www.passiontoprofits16.com and register. Tickets are only $97. That's 2 days it's covering. 2 days. So you get to enjoy a lot of training, a lot of things that you not only see. Let me get something straight. This is not a rah-rah motivation session. It's not one of those trainings where you got a lot of great information, but okay, how do I do this? We actually are going to present stuff to you that you can utilize right away. That to me, that's very important to people. You can actually implement these things right away. We are ready to work with you yesterday. So we have people who are coming and bringing the heat. And one of the people that we have bringing the heat with us is the one and only Darlene Brown.
Hey!
Hey, Darlene, how you doing, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing marvelously well and improving. Darlene is with us. Darlene is a fantastic business. But Darlene, I'm going to let you tell them about
you got
what you do and why they need to be at this event Friday. Just let them know who it is. By the way, this is my girlfriend here too. I love me some Darlene. So Darlene, talk to the people.
My name is Darlene Brown, and I am the owner of a company, Divine Empowerment, which I started in 2007. I have over 30 years of business experience with about, I'd say, 15 years in the corporate sector and another 15 years as an entrepreneur and business owner. I have owned production companies dealing with the entertainment industry, everything from television to live artist shows. I've done my own production, theater production project. I've produced a solo CD. And then, of course, in my current company, Divine Empowerment, I do personal development coaching, business leadership coaching, and I'm an inspirational speaker. I work with small organizations going in doing leadership training. I'm certified in about 3 different leadership modules, some of which you may be familiar with: Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, behavioral social styles, which is the emotional intelligence component of leadership. I'm also certified in a Yale curriculum that's about work and family balance. But I love working with entrepreneurs, particularly those who are coming in to set up what I call your infrastructure. In my business experience, I think it's important we start out with a business plan. We have a vision, we have an idea, a concept, what it is that we want to do. And I've met people who have started their businesses, they have made money, but as the business grows, as they get to a certain point, if they do not have what I call infrastructure, then they will begin to have big challenges in consistently generating revenue and meeting the demands of their clients. So what I'm going to be sharing with you on Friday and why you want to be there is not just how to build an infrastructure for your business, but to show you what it will assist you as your business grows. I think a lot of times people think, well, you know, I'm just doing this. I don't necessarily need to think about my processes, my systemic processes. But the truth is you do, because you can become, in some regards, like an overnight sensation. You can find yourself starting out with maybe 5 or 10 clients and then in a week's time growing to 40 or 50. And if you don't have your infrastructure or your systemic processes in place to be prepared to meet the demands and needs of those clients, then you can do your business an injustice and find it difficult to recover from it. So I'm really big at helping individuals set up and implement an effective business infrastructure that involves systemic processes that allow them to continue to grow, because that's what you're in business for, to grow, and thereby increasing their revenue. So I look forward to seeing everyone on Friday.
Wow. Now, Ahmed, I know you're still here. Just from what she said right there, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Absolutely.
Man, and see, Darlene, we were talking earlier, and I don't know if you've met Ahmed before. Ahmed Hazel, Darlene Brown.
Nice to meet you.
But we were talking about the value in coming and the cost of not coming.
Right.
Because it's so imperative that people put themselves in position to grow and get in front of the people who can help them. And we're bringing the people here to them at this event. I said, you know, the ticket price says $397 on it. Yeah. Now, it's worth much more than that, much more than that. But we're lowering the ticket price right now. You can get it for only $97 for the next few days. And if you can't see value in that, then I think you may need to rethink that business thing that you've been talking to people about. Because
Well, yeah, you have to be, you know, here's the thing. A lot of people, they want to be business owners. They have great ideas. They have great passion. But being a business owner is more than a great idea, and it's more than a passion. Because in order for a business to be successful and truly be a business, it must be something that's sustainable. And by sustainable, I mean that it must be in a position to generate revenue for you to be able to sustain your life and the business. Because remember, the business is going to have to require a budget to be sustained. Even if it's not a storefront. Most people, they say they have an at-home business. You still have to market that service. You still have to have a website presence. You still have to have some systemic processes in place that would allow your business to be sustained so that you can continue to connect and reach more people, thereby generating more revenue or consistent levels of revenue. So I'm going to say the first thing, they need to come and make the investment in learning the information that's going to allow them to have a successful business and to know what to do in order to maintain that successful business.
That's the truth. I mean, I couldn't have said that better myself. I mean,
but you know, also the presence, your presence gives you more opportunity to add arrows to your quiver. You know, it allows you because you may meet me and you may say, well, what Ahmed's doing is not something that I'm interested in. But then you may go and talk with someone else, and they may start talking to you about financial instruments, and you say, hey, you know what? I know this guy named Ahmed who I just heard talk about that. Maybe I could link you two together, and that could be a way that you can make some money by doing so.
Right.
Exactly.
But you'll never know just sitting home.
Who? Hello. You gotta have your face in the place, people. I mean, it's really one of those situations that you cannot afford not to be there. I mean, I really mean that. You cannot afford not to be in attendance. As Darlene was mentioning, it's more than just a passion. It has to be something that's sustainable that ends up in revenue, which is why we call it passion to profits.
Right.
You have to get into the position to where your ideas can turn into income. You know, your dreams can turn into jackpots. So you need it to turn into something that is going to actually put money in your pocket, because you're not really in business until you start making some revenue.
Right.
It can be a hobby. It's just a hobby. You know, and here's the thing also, for those of you who are talking about the cost, the cost of not, someone told me a long time ago, if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby. So if you start thinking like a business, you'll understand that this is investing in your business. It's not a cost, it's an investment. And in an investment, you look to get a return. Well, that's what these people are here to help you with, to get a return on your investment, to make sure that it can be something that ends up in a revenue generating entity for you that can not only help you but help everyone in your circle. So that's what we're doing here at Passion to Profits. I want to emphasize again, yes, the value is valued at $397. You can get it for only $97. Forget the dollars. Forget that. What is it going to do to change you? We talked at the top of this broadcast about your mindset. If you're still thinking of reasons as to why you can't or why you shouldn't be there, you need a mindset shift. You need to work on your mindset, because that is something that we cannot do just on this broadcast. You need to be there. We can help you with that. But you're not going to change your revenue until you change your mindset. I can honestly tell you that.
Barrett, one of the things you said, though, is you said that the tickets are $97, but that a person can bring a family member on the same ticket.
Yes.
Now, so my thought is this.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, okay, if you can't afford the $97, you can simply go to a family member and say, hey, look, I want you and I to be at this event. The ticket is $97. Sell that family member a ticket and you come for free.
I like your craftiness.
Right. That's how I like doing business. Like, come on now.
And now you've turned a profit.
Right. That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, they want to make sure that they sign up, want to come prepared to learn information and also network. I think that oftentimes we need to always be mindful when we go to any event to learn information that will assist us to becoming better in life and in our businesses, is that we engage with the people that we connect with there after we leave. So you don't just pass out your business card, get a business card, and leave it at that. The whole purpose of an exchange of a card is to follow through to see what potential business opportunities, collaboration can manifest from those meetings, or in fact, how you can build a relationship, and then when they need something that you provide, they're going to call you. When someone they know needs something that you provide, they're going to refer them to you. So we have to start thinking also from a business perspective when you meet people, not just meeting them for the moment, but meeting them for how this might potentially blossom into something else beyond that day.
Yeah, I mean, and that's so pointed, so on point. Darlene and I know a lot of people in common. I think the more we go, the more we figure we know more people in common. And those connections, you just never know where they're going to lead. Same with Ahmed. Now, Ahmed and we joke with some other friends about me. They think that I'm just this great connector, because whenever they say, hey, do you know someone who does this? It's always called Barrett.
Right.
So the worst part about it is that I think that I actually can do it when they ask me. But my point is that networking is the thing that you have to do. That's what's going to help you do that. I don't generally go around just to networking events all the time. what I do is when I come across someone like an Ahmed, like a Darlene Brown, I make sure that I build, as Darlene said, build a relationship with them, so that when I know that when I know that someone needs them or needs their services, I can say, hey, I know someone that can help you with that. And the same goes the other way. If they know someone that could use my services or my help, they can send them to me. But if you don't get in those environments, if you don't get in front of people, and I'm not just talking about Darlene, no, Ahmed or myself. I'm talking if you don't get in front of people, period, with your business, if you just become a secret agent, working that home business from home and never leaving, your internet is your best friend, I'm telling you it's not gonna grow.
Right, exactly. I think that sometimes, because I love social media, I think social media is a component to have in your business because it allows you to engage and connect with people that you might otherwise not necessarily meet in person. However, I think it is just as important for you to ensure that you are connecting with people in person by being affiliated with organizations and local business chapters within your community, within the area where you live, and even on a national level, depending on what it is that you do, because that's also the way in which you engage through those organizations and those people to people you otherwise would not know or would not have the opportunity to meet. So I look at social media as an extension of my networking abilities, but I also understand the importance of going to events, paying for conferences, going and connecting with a clear agenda and intention on what I want the outcomes to be, and then understanding that when you're connecting with people, that the follow-through and building that relationship is so essential.
And Darlene hit on another point. Just not just paying for events, but just paying for the information. Ahmed mentioned earlier that how much he reads, and if we actually sat here and told you how much money we spent just on educating ourselves through our libraries, through our audio, through going to events, through coaching programs, if we told you how much we have spent,
yeah,
it might blow some of your mind.
Right.
And it might scare you. Actually, it might scare you. But I heard someone say once that the wealthiest people in the world are the ones that have the largest library.
That's correct.
That is right. That is
So
right.
I ask you, if you're watching this, how big's your library? Yeah. So I want to close out. I want to let each of you take as much time as you need to about why they need to come and what a little something, if you want to add anything else that you're going to bring to them this week. But I'm going to give you each a chance to do that. Darlene, ladies first.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yes, again, I'm going to be sharing 7 major principles on why you should have an infrastructure, what it looks like, and what the benefits are. So an infrastructure is no different than if anyone has ever wanted a home. They may envision in their mind what they want that home to look like. Maybe it's all on one level. Maybe it's 3 stories. Maybe they want 4 bedrooms. Maybe they want 6. They have a vision in their mind of what they want that home to look like. And then they would hire an architecture that would build out the blueprint so that the builder, the construction company, or people who are going to actually physically build that house will follow the blueprint. And so in your business, you have a vision for what you want your business to be, or maybe you're in the business. Maybe it's something you really love to do. You've always wanted to do it. You've been really great at doing it. And now you decide to go into business doing something that you're extremely passionate about. When you have this vision of how you're going to be making money and how you're going to be touching the people's lives, whoever your target audience is, well, you need your infrastructure. What is that going to look like? How are the people that you desire to do business with going to find you? When they find you, what is the process that they go through in order to really connect with your service or your product from your business? And then after they've connected and they've made that purchase, then how do you maintain that? How do you track their progress from using your product or your services in your business? How do you collect that data and that information so that it sustains your business and allows your business to grow so that you can reach more people? I mean, this is essential. So it's beyond just having a vision and being passionate. You gotta have the infrastructure. You got to have that blueprint. You got to have those systemic processes. That's what you're going to learn on Friday. I've been in business and had many, many success stories to share. So I look forward to sharing these principles with you, helping you grow and connect in your business with larger audiences and generating more revenue.
And I thank you. I can't wait to hear it because I'm ready to take notes from you. I want everybody to understand, if you know Darlene, get in touch with her. She has tickets. Get in touch with her.
Yes,
we do have limited seating, so I want to make sure that we're not cramped and people are standing up in there. So we want to make sure that you get the tickets and get in there. And like I said, bring your family member with you. I mean, bring your friends, your colleagues with you. So Ahmed, what is it that you might want to close with?
One thing that I want to go back and touch on is when you talked about having a large library. No one has an excuse in this day and age not to have a large library. And with Amazon and being able to buy books for pennies, like we have packages coming to my house every single day of just books and books and books. And actually, they're starting to fill up my garage now at this point. But one of the things that I want to share with everybody coming to the event is how you can make the mind shift, how to switch out one mental paradigm for another, and how to do it in a financial and business mindset so that you're able to go from what your passion is to actually earning a profit from it. And I think that is important. How do you get out of one situation and get into another situation? And Barrett, with your own eyes that I've actually done that in my life, so it's going to be my topic of discussion. I'm always open for questions. I'm approachable. You can talk to me, and I'm just looking forward to sharing.
All right. So everybody, once again, go to www.passiontoprofits16.com. You can order online. If you know Ahmed also has tickets too. Get in touch with them. Get yourself in this building. You won't regret it. I promise you. Make an investment in yourself. Make an investment in yourself. If you don't, who will? So, I mean, you've got to grow yourself. In order to grow, you're going to have to put something into yourself to make something grow. Just like anything in life. When you grew physically, you had to put something in yourself to make yourself grow. You have to now feed your mind. If you want your income to grow, you're going to have to feed your mind to change your mindset to actually work its way up to the income level you want to achieve. Because right now you're not there. Now we're here to help you to do that. That's why we're doing this Six-Figure Sunday right now, to help you to get to that mindset shift that you need to make that transformation into the financial sphere to where you can move into that area that you want to be in. So if you want to be a six-figure earner, if you want to be a seven-figure earner, you have to get to the six-figure first. So you can't just jump from one to another. And I'm telling you, I know I'm not fooling myself, and I'm not fooling you. Many people out there, yes, you're talking big game, but you're not making six figures yet. So if you're not, wouldn't it be in your best interest to get in front of the people that can help you do that? All I'm saying is get there and do that. Once again, go to www.passiontoprofits16.com. Register now. And as I said, I'm doing my shameless plug again today. And also, once again, before I do that, if Darlene and Ahmed, if you have time Wednesday at noon, I do my conference call, a call to action. If you want to come on there, you're more than welcome to come on and tell everybody why they need to come. I sure do. Come on into a call to action on Wednesday at noon. So I'd love to have you on if you have the time. Everyone, I'm doing my shameless plug. I have my brand new book out, which is called 50 Shades of Wealth, The Allure of Success. It just came out now. If you text the word allure, ALLURE, to 929-244-4323, you can get a copy of the book on Amazon Kindle for only 99 cents. You heard Ahmed say you can get books for pennies. For only 99 cents, you can get the book. It has a lot of incredible people in that book. Ahmed is one of the people. And the foreword was done by the one and only Dr. George C. Fraser. So I've urged, and that's Darlene's boy right there. Yeah, so, I urge all of you to get the book, but most importantly, come out this weekend, enjoy yourself, learn some things, take some notes, and I promise you're going to leave a different person than when you came. So on that note, Darlene, I want to thank you for joining us tonight on Six Figure Sunday. We're going to have you come back again sometime. Ahmed, the same for you. I thank you for coming. And everyone out there that's watching, before I say goodbye, as I always say to you, don't just settle for being awesome. Set your goal to awe them all. And take time. Everybody have a great night.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.